Deadlock.
Hi.
An agent who struggles to find her spot in team comps, and with the ever-growing roster of agents, is often seen from many as a troll agent pick.
We have Deadlock here, like, this must be a troll pick.
But how come? To figure out why, I spent 10 hours playing Deadlock in competitive to prove that she's viable. As always, let's set some rules and goals. 1. I can only play ranked. 2. I'm gonna try to get a match MVP. 3. Try and rank up, and obviously, I can only play Deadlock. And with all that being said,
Death is not an option.
What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity back Bumble. What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity back Bumble. Bum to the bump to the bump to the bass. Bum to the bump to the bumble. Bum to the bump to the bump to the bass. Bum to the bump to the bumble. Bum to the bump to the bump to the bass.
Throwing them to their grave.
Bum to the bump to the bass. Bum to the bump to the bump. Bum to the boom to the boom to the boom. Bum to the bass to the bass.
in the first 2 hours, I came into this challenge with a couple of expectations, and while some of them haven't happened yet, I already had some mixed feelings with Deadlock. Bro, I'm just gonna put a trip here, but I'm pretty sure this is useless. You see, throughout the time I've played Valorant, the agents I play the most are probably Cypher and Omen, so I thought, hey, Deadlock's gonna be pretty easy. And well, let's just say Deadlock does not play like Cypher.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Throwing net.
Bro, imagine if I had a cage there, man. While they both share the same role, Deadlock's sensors and Cypher's tripwires interact in a different way that I just wasn't used to, which was sound. So having to remember that enemies could just walk up on me was frustrating. Oh, main, B. Also, I kept playing like I had cages and wires set up, so on defense, it felt like I was just getting ran over.
Barriers deployed.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Sensor tripped.
With that being said, I knew I had to switch up the playstyle that I was comfortable with if I wanted to get a better feel of Deadlock.
Drop.
One enemy remaining.
In hour 3 and 4, I could almost say that I found the rhythm of playing Deadlock. And let me just put this out there, I think Deadlock's ult is probably one of my favorite ults in the game. Come here! Boom!
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, that's right, come here. I got you. Can't run. That's right. I just love her ult voice line, and it feels really good to get someone with it. But aside from that, I found another thing in Deadlock's kit that I struggled to use efficiently, which was her wall.
Chamber's there.
And it's gone. Okay. You see, Deadlock's signature ability is this wall, and it functions similarly to a Sage wall.
Okay.
Once you throw it out, it takes around 3 seconds for it to completely fortify, and it makes a wall with one big main ball and up to 4 smaller ones outside. But my main concern is how this wall works. You see, it blocks enemies from rushing you down, but it doesn't stop bullets, meaning you and the enemy can still see and shoot each other.
I turn. Blocking movement. No surprises. I hear you. Hostile down. On my way.
With that being said, I knew I still had a long way from effectively using and playing Deadlock.
My ult's ready. Blocking movement.
In hour 5 and 6, while being dead, I took the time to search for some Deadlock tips to get a better grasp of the agent, and here's a couple of useful things that I learned. First of all, while on defense, you should play in a blender playstyle, which pretty much means to funnel the enemy team into your sound sensors. Like for example, let's take Ascent on A site. Something that you can do is set your sound sensors towards this part of the site, and once you hear them pushing in, you wall off this side of the door so that they flood towards the side where your sound sensors are. And obviously, you want to mix up your setup around so that the enemy has a hard time knowing where your sound sensors will be.
Nice.
Also, if the enemy team has been flanking you a lot and your team's fully committed to a site, you can choose to put your wall behind you instead. So if you hear them breaking it, you know that someone's gonna be flanked. Just make sure your team is actually hitting the site, because then it's a little awkward. And finally, her net grenade works similarly to a Sage Slow, so pairing this up with a Raise Nade on Bind can really do some nasty work. And if you really wanted to, you could practice lineups with a Viper Orb since they both share the same trajectory. So, with my newfound knowledge, I went into the next couple of hours hoping to get a win streak going with Deadlock.
LeBron James.
Scream if you like, Deadlock.
Pull them to their grave! Sound sensor up. Barrier deployed. I hear you. I catch you. Throwing net. Reeling them in. My territory. My rules.
In hours 7 and 8, I finally felt comfortable with Deadlock's abilities.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Barrier
One more.
deployed. Throwing net.
Running. I have a flash in one. Ready?
One enemy
Scratch
remaining.
one.
Go showers.
Reeling them in.
Thank you, Claude. Oh, he's stuck on the corner.
Slide. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
But despite my efforts, I couldn't catch myself a win streak.
Defenders win. Defenders win.
Did it.
You're down. Last player standing. Defenders win.
I also found out that I could hit myself with my net grenade.
No escape.
And my
No
teammates.
escape.
Oh, and did I mention that I could hit myself with my own sound sensors?
No escape. Sensor tripped.
And I also finally ran into some people who didn't really like my Deadlock pick.
We have Deadlock here, like, this must be a trophy.
Listening.
Looking at the time I had left, I knew I had to lock in, so that my efforts on learning Deadlock wouldn't go to waste.
Yeah. He's coming.
Good place.
He ulted. We back up. Back up.
Switch.
Reeling them in. Barrier deployed.
One enemy remaining.
Blocking.
I'm logs.
No escape.
Lane, not lane.
One enemy remaining.
Gotcha fun. Sensor tripped.
Sheesh.
In the last few hours, Deadlock definitely felt good to play. I was using my sound sensors more efficiently,
No surprises. No surprises.
I timed and used my walls to flush the enemy into my sound sensors,
Barrier deployed. Pull them to their grave. No sensor tripped. Reeling them in. It's a kind.
Isu. One enemy remaining.
and still, I love hitting my ult on enemies.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose! Reeling them in.
Oh, Viper towards spawn.
Sensor tripped. No escape.
These last few games went pretty well, and it felt like I was one of those annoying Deadlock players that you'd hate to play against since you don't see them so often. I even almost got my match MVP for the challenge.
And there goes my match MVP. My character sucks. Oh, if you didn't land one more freaking thing, man. Hey, Ascendant 2!
And with that, I knew my time was almost done, and it was time to reflect on Deadlock as an agent. So, 10 hours of Deadlock has finally come to an end. I was really close to a match MVP, but instead, I got one team MVP. And I started off in Ascendant 1, and I ranked up to Ascendant 2. Finally, my thoughts on Deadlock? Well, she's definitely unique, alright.
What do you mean by that?
Let me explain. Deadlock, like all agents, has her own specialties that makes her viable in many different situations. But if I told you, what does Deadlock do that makes her stronger than other agents? You'd probably have a hard time thinking of a good reason. And no, I don't think she's a bad agent at all. If anything, she's probably one of the better underused agents out there. But her positives really aren't a good reason for her to be picked over another Sentinel like KJ or Cypher. Look, I just think Deadlock's kit is very niche, allowing her to excel only in the most specific situations. You're in a 1v1, her ult is broken, enemy team doesn't know how to play slow and 5-man rushes all the time, then her kit functions perfectly. She doesn't feel useless as a secondary sentinel either. If anything, I think she does just fine. But then again, you have to ask yourself, would I rather take a Deadlock over a second initiator, controller, or even duelist at that point?
I don't know.
In short, I don't think Deadlock is a bad agent, and she's definitely viable, but I think a big shift in the meta, or her kit, has to happen in order to push her over the slump of being considered a quote-unquote troll pick. And as always, don't let my opinion sway you too much. If you're interested in playing Deadlock, or just like her character design, just play her. You might just be a Deadlock main. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you like this type of content. And I'll see you next time. Peace.